Hi everyone, this is Killshot 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode number 9. We're going to go through some hidden clues with the Turkey Day picture that's out there. I think we got some really good stuff to talk about. Before we get too far into it, let me say, just hopefully you guys are having a wonderful Black Friday weekend. You had a good holiday. I know we took a couple days off, but we are back. We're streaming today. This is Coffee with Kills, so it may get a little bit ranted, hyped up a little bit. It's not going to be extremely long stream, but then tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, we are going to be doing a special Walking Dead related live stream. I'm not going to tell you guys what it's about, but just be here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. We're not going to let you guys go months and months and months without The Walking Dead. We got plenty of stuff to talk about. Let me give a shout out to the Patreon Army. Thank you so much for everything that you guys do. And also the PDL sponsors. So we'll talk a little bit about this, and we'll get to some casual topics too. I know some people are like, hey, the pictures of the 3Gs were great. And did you guys get a chance to see the promo card I put on the Facebook fan page? The Will the Bill PDL Fireman Finney card. That's going to be included in the PDL pack. So much more around our game coming. Next week's going to be very, very exciting. Going to have a lot of fun with you guys over the month of December. So just really quick, some things that this picture just jumped off the page with me. Now, I'm not going to give you guys spoilers, but I do want to say, warning, there are some strong rumors included in this. If you guys are okay with that, I am going to refer a spoiler reporting site, but it is not confirmed. But this picture does lead me to believe that there are a few things that are going to go down. So I just want to warn you guys that I am going to jump into it. E-Beach in the house. What's up, E-Beach? Thank you so much. Appreciate that super chat intro. All right, so let me just give it to you straight. Who did you guys notice first and foremost is not included at the Thanksgiving table? There's one person that really jumps off the page. And I know, there it is. We know Michonne's leaving. There's no Connie. There is no Connie sitting at the table. There is no Magna sitting at the table. And how many people noticed Maggie over on the far right making her reintroduction? I mean, I saw Maggie there. Was like, I got to be honest. I ranted on Maggie, and I'm pretty excited. Luke is there. Luke is wearing the feather Native American hat, and Luke is sitting next to Jules. And Jerry is there. So Pete D in the house. What's up, Pete D? Hopefully you had a wonderful holiday. Thank you for being here. So there's some good stuff here. I'm going to go around the table. Jerry is there. Jerry is sitting right beside Nabila. Joey. It goes Ezekiel, Nabila, and that's Jerry. Gamma is there. So of all the obvious, look, we know Michonne is gone. We know that Connie is not there, and we know that Magna's there. Now, this is funny. Well, I would say funny coincidental. Magna is one of the ones that we said, one of the pikes at the intro definitely looks like Magna, the one on the left. So I think Magna becomes a pike. We also saw Connie's got the curly hair. So I'm hoping that Connie doesn't become a pike, but I don't think so. I think Connie is, look, they're down there in the tunnel right now. As I said, I'm going to refer to a spoiler site. Many of you know that the Spoiling Dead's fan page reported that Kelly would, they speculated Kelly would die, and then they changed it to Connie would die, and it had to do with the tunnel. So Kelly is in the picture. Connie's not in the picture. There's an empty seat beside Daryl. Probably an empty space they left for Connie. So, look, I'm not just going to base it solely on a Thanksgiving picture. But when Connie said, anything for us, remember, that was written for Daryl. Then they're down in the cave. There's about 4 or 5 really, really big clues that Connie is going to be the one that's not going to make it out of the tunnel. So just, like I said, it's not confirmed yet, but I think if we piece all the different things together and funnel it, then let's do it. We will break it down. All right, so we are going to, a couple other things here. How many people notice the skyline over on the right side? If you look over on the right side, you can see a skyline. That was not included in last year's picks. I'm not talking about the ones on the left side. All right. And Joey, not Philadelphia. The skyline is not Philadelphia, which makes it a little bit more interesting. I'm going to give a kills coin to the first person to tell me what the skyline is. What is the location of the skyline? First person that gets it correctly will get our kills coin on the last day of November. I'm going to catch you guys up with a lot. There it is, Heart of Nixie. The skyline is Pittsburgh. And I'm going to tell you first of all, there's articles out there that they're filming in Pittsburgh. But it still doesn't mean, or the group is going toward Pittsburgh. But it still does not get rid of the Rick Grimes speculation. So what I did, if you guys check this out, and you just go on Google and type Philadelphia skyline, Pittsburgh skyline, they're very similar. But there's one distinct difference between the two skylines. And if you look at the right side, if you zoom in and look at the right side of the skylines, there's a space between the last building and the next building. That's a big difference between Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. Now, why is Pittsburgh such an important strategic location for the Commonwealth and for Rick Grimes? I'm going to give another kills coin, and you're really going to have to think in order to get this one. I'm not going to give this one away lightly, but this is what's so important about Pittsburgh. Getting close. Not the steel. Getting close, Maria. How many people... All right, nobody got it. How many people are aware that you can travel via boat from Pittsburgh to New Orleans? That you can travel from the upper northeast all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. So if the Commonwealth really wants to travel, this is a means where look at all the access that they have all throughout the middle of the U.S. How many different places that they can utilize the waterways. And I think this is going to be an incredible story for The Walking Dead in the future. Is you can basically go from Pittsburgh down to New Orleans. So you get all that territory. Could connect them to right outside of Houston. And we know that Fear the Walking Dead. So these waterways could connect Fear the Walking Dead with the movies, with The Walking Dead. So just something to kind of keep in mind. And I'm going to be doing a lot more behind-the-scenes research to figure out, because they're doing it. So, don't just think that The Walking Dead's throwing this stuff on the wall and seeing what's sticking. They're connecting in a really, really intricate fashion. All right, so a couple other call-outs. One person brought up that the seating at the table. All right, one, they said, well, Eugene's sitting next to Rosita, and that could mean something. I don't see Eugene sitting next to Rosita. I see Eugene sitting at the head of the table, and I see Rosita sitting next to Father G. So I don't want to read too much into, them sitting side by side, because they're not really sitting side by side. What I found more interesting is that RJ is with Yumiko. RJ with Yumiko. So we also see Eugene having a conversation with Yumi. Now this is important, because how many people remember Eleanor Matsura on Talking Dead saying that this tiff with Magna will lead to new partnerships? So I find it ironic when we're kind of thinking like, well, who can be there? So Yumi, and she said it'd be very awkward partnerships. So Yumi and Eugene is a very awkward partnership. And I'm going to have to give you my uh-oh moment, because there is a character here that I am going to give a bold prediction. So do you guys remember? We thought that Ezekiel or Jerry or Luke, I'm going to give you guys the pike. Because there's another character that should be at least considered for a full-time gig that's not here. And it's very, very apparent to me. So I'm going to give another kills coin to the person that could take Luke, Jerry, or Ezekiel's pike death. It is a male. He's not at the table. First person that can tell me what's going on and why this person is not there, I'm going to give you a kills coin as well. Oh, there it is. Najee Watts out of the gates. Where is Alden? Where's Alden? Very strange that, look, we got Lydia there. We got Gamma there. We got Jules there at the table. Where is Alden? Alden has been a bigger part of the show, I would say, up to this point. Well, maybe as big as Lydia, as big as Gamma, but certainly bigger than Jules. We got Tom Bug Ferreira. According to Jeffrey Dean Morgan, it's not about redemption for Negan, but something else. What do you think this means? Tom Bug, I don't want to go out on the limb and just drink the Negan is going to be the redemption to everybody here Kool-Aid just yet. I got to tell you, I would love for the writers to dangle that story a little bit more, because 99% of the audience thinks Negan is going to help everybody. Negan is going to kill Alpha. I would like for Negan just to take the Whispers somewhere else and be the leader of the Whispers and just tone them down or do something different. I don't think it's going to happen that way, but the longer Negan stays neutral, the more I like it. So, hey, he needs some people to follow him, and if that's what he needs, he ain't going to find that in Alexandria. I don't think Negan fits in Alexandria. Would you guys agree with that? He doesn't. I mean, even if he does kill Alpha and he comes back, he's always going to be an outsider. So, if I'm a writer, I would play on that. Let him build his Saviors Part 2 via Whispers. Let those people, if they're not redeemable, maybe they can continue to be outcast. Here's the other thing. The group in Alexandria is not going to let these Whispers back into cities. I don't think they'll ever do that. So it would stand to reason that maybe Negan could just take them elsewhere. Just food for thought. I mean, I know I'm in the minority with that because more than likely he's going to cut Alpha's head off and then come back. I mean, I get it, but I would just like to see it. I'd like to see it mixed up a little bit. I'm not afraid of the story changing up. I don't need to see it play out like the comics in order to enjoy it. A couple other things that I do want to call out about this picture. You really have to zoom in, but if you look on the far right, where you see, first of all, let me get a thumbs up for this video if everybody sees Maggie in the picture, because I want to get everybody's focus on Maggie. If you guys are having a great time, a great holiday weekend, do me a favor, hit the like button, but just give me a confirmation that you see Maggie walking back to the group in the distance. Because I'll let you guys zoom in and kind of, do your own thing here. But to the right of Maggie, there is not the building to the left of her if you're looking straight. I mean from our vantage point, not Maggie's. Because from Maggie's vantage point, there's a building on the right. To Maggie's left, or if we're looking straight to the right, looks like some wood. But if you zoom in and you look on the right of that, it appears to be a person. 2 legs, an arm, almost wearing kind of like a cape. Almost like the thing that Michonne was wearing. And I'm sure that's going to catch some traction. I've looked at it several times. It appears to be someone kind of hiding in the distance. If you guys see that, just let me know that you see it. So before this theory catches too much fire, I compared it to the picture of last year, and that same fixture is there. So it's not Michonne. Sorry to get everybody hyped up. But yes, if you zoom in last year, there was a very similar picture. Had Sadiq, had Jesus, had the helicopter, didn't have the boat. But that same picture was there. So I'm going to say it's just trees. I don't think it's anybody. I know I built it up to hype it up to kind of move on, but it looks static from last year. So let's say it's nobody. What I found interesting is on the left side, you guys see the smokestack. And on the right side, you see Pittsburgh. And there's a boat in between the two. So I'm going to say the smokestack is the naval base where Virgil is. And the boat is going to be, clearly, you've got these Navy battleships. This is not a small sailboat, by the way. This is a big-ass boat. So it looks like the boat possibly leaves the naval yard, and then is heading toward Pittsburgh. Okay, a few other things many of you have called out. Kelly does not look happy. I know I don't read too much into the facial expressions. Rosita looks a little, maybe she's praying, but Rosita is currently confused. Carol and Dog, and Daryl's checking back on Carol and Dog. Nabila and Jerry appear to be fine. Aaron is with Gamma. Lydia's back at the table. And I did make a bold prediction. Really quickly, everybody. So we mentioned Alden's not there. But one of the leaders is not there. And if you guys, I'm going to give away the last Kills coin of the day before we wind it down. One of the leaders is currently not there. And if you can tell me which one, and this ties in perfectly to the prediction that I made, is not at that table. I got to get the name. There it is. Miss the Ninja. First person to get it. Rachel is not there. So why would the leader of Oceanside not be there? But no, Cindy's there. Cindy is at the far end of the table. So you got Cindy, you got Jules, and you got Luke making up that far end over beside Gamma. So we got Cindy there, and we got Jules there, but we don't have Rachel, the leader of Oceanside. So certainly some stuff is going to go down at Oceanside. And I think Oceanside's going to be the next. If we take some of the clues from this picture, Carol is still looking at the map. Carol's just preoccupied. Everybody's enjoying their dinner except Carol. Connie's gone. Magna's gone. Michonne is gone. Alden is gone. Rachel is gone. So, interesting clues. Let me see if there's anything. We do have Judith and Gracie are both there. The last thing I do want to point out, and this is why I like the Negan narrative. Maggie is standing alone. So wouldn't it be interesting if Negan was at least standing alone? But I found it interesting that Alpha, Beta, and Negan are all watching over the group. Maybe, I don't want to read too much into it, but if there was a narrative that Negan could buy in. Jerry is in the picture, Shirley. Jerry is right beside Nabila. Right beside Judith and Nabila. HFG says Negan is the new Gamma. So, let's not just jump right on board yet and say Negan is fully about helping the group. Maybe Negan is about getting the Whisperers to move away from this group. Maybe Negan doesn't disagree with what the Whisperers do. He might just disagree with what the Whisperers may do to our group. So that would keep him neutral enough for me. But I do think Oceanside is gone. I think that Rachel, who is the leader of Oceanside, is gone. Ecom wants to know, is Kang going to tweak Maggie's character? Ecom, you got to know, that has to happen, right? Maggie, look, 7 years later, I certainly expect to see a different Maggie. But also, Ecom, I expect to see a different Rick Grimes. I expect to see Maggie, a gun on each hip, Rick Grimes in the movie, shooting, hitting everything, never missing. 7 years can do a lot for somebody's aim, somebody's resources, somebody's state of mind, somebody's objectives. So Ecom, I think there's no other way for Maggie to come back except to be Maggie's got to be the female Daryl Dixon. Let me see if you guys agree with that. Will Maggie get those big Carol moments and those big Michonne moments? Are the writers going to intentionally hype her up to be the female version of Daryl? Somebody that people just love, somebody that people... I think they have to, because it was such a negative vibe when she left. Why not give her that real positive vibe when she comes back? Got to get the Walking Dead fans fully on board and transition. Here's the other advantage to doing that. The Walking Dead, in my honest view, is going to start ramping up to less of a zombie drama, and more to an action adventure to transition to the movies. So if that's going to happen, what better way to transition than to give your characters a little bit larger than life than just Because there's only so many types of zombies you can put out there. There's only so many different types of zombie bites you can get. There's only so often you can film at a prison or Alexandria or in the woods. But when you start transitioning to an action, and I'm not telling you it's going to be Hobbs and Shaw, but what I'm saying is that the action is what can compel audiences to tune in to the big things that happen, not just the behind-the-scenes drama. Christmas Girl says, if so, wouldn't that destroy Negan redemption arc? Christmas Girl, I think Negan is redeemed, but he also has to be true to his character. We can move on past what he did, but if you redeem Negan anymore, he's going to be a saint. And we can't have Negan as a saint, where he's always doing the right thing. Because none of our characters always do the right thing. And this is something I think that sort of went under the radar a little bit. They've actually muddied some of the other characters, right? I mean, we talked about how The Walking Dead is a little bit out of character and this person's doing something different than they did before. They've actually planted a few seeds of how our characters are out of character to a certain degree. And what we'll do is we're going to break some of those down during the week. We're about 26 minutes. I absolutely love this picture. We're going to break it down even further during the week. Let me make a couple announcements, and I want to thank you guys for a tremendous, awesome November. One of our best Novembers as far as interaction, retention, people watching our videos for the entirety of the video. That's a big deal for me when people log on and they're watching 45 to 50 minutes of our shows. It shows the audience engagement, and that's a credit to each and every one of you. So thank you so much for our best November in the history of the 999 Gaming Channel. And I expect December to be just as good, but there's going to be a few wrinkles with December. First and foremost, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, we're going to do a special Walking Dead broadcast, something that I'm very passionate about. So hold tight. Just be here tomorrow night. It's going to be a little heated from times, but that's what we want. We want to get that passion out there. Monday, we're going to do a brand new stream called Mashup Mondays. It's going to be trivia. It's going to be games. We're going to mix it up a little bit. Tuesday, we're bringing back one of your a crowd favorite. I get message from this all the time. Random Things. Random Things is something very unique. We got a Walking Dead topic in there, but we got a whole lot of other things. What If Wednesdays. And, of course, next Friday, we'll be doing our Freestyle Friday with our second Play Dead Live player versus player. We had a lot of fun with that last time. The first one we did was the sewers. And if you guys don't know what that's all about, tune in or go over to our Facebook fan page. You're going to see the Play Dead live game is just blowing up. We got sponsors up there support the channel. We have Play Dead Players Packs where people can sign up for a Players Pack, and then they're going to get a quarterly mail out. It's going to include some of our original scenarios, some branded items, and also some trading cards that we just announced from some of the characters that are in this stream that we actually tied into our own game. Many of you could be a part of that in the future, so play the game, get involved. Maybe your character becomes larger than life, and the next thing you know, you might be signed up for a player's pack and be getting trading cards in your quarterly mailer. So it's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming out with that. Hold tight. Be here tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. You guys have a wonderful Saturday. Get out, do some shopping, and I look forward to seeing all of you at 8 o'clock special time tomorrow night. Have a good evening. Peace.